Hello, everybody. Welcome. So glad to see you all. Final concert. Hey, it's over there. You're good. I'll stop for you. Welcome to our final 8th grade concert of middle school. It's very exciting. We got a really awesome group behind me here, really awesome concert program, lots and lots of music. That's been a theme this year. So we're doing lots and lots of music. Got 7 tunes for you. You will recognize, if you've been paying attention, right? You'll recognize our first 2 pieces. Perhaps you recognize the titles already. Some tunes from our past. And then we'll get into sort of the 8th grade program proper. But we're doing a little reflection to start, see how far we've come in the past couple years. So we're going to start with a couple classics. Royal Promenade, which is a nice like stately march. And then we will play some Dragon Hunter, which is kind of what it sounds like, adventurous and intense and all that. How are we feeling, y'all? All ready? Okay, take a breath before you play. Take a breath. It's all good. Please enjoy the 6th grade duo, Royal Promenade and Dragon Hunter. So yeah, we did those 2 tunes in spring of 6th grade. So back in, 2023. Now, before you are 5 more pieces that we, so after our district festival at MMEA, which was such a lovely treat, that we were able to bring this group and all the other district middle school orchestra students to the state music educator convention. What a blast. Really, really cool thing. After that, we had a project where I gave the students a bunch of tunes, a couple dozen tunes or something to look at. Lots of different styles and levels of challenge in all this. And the students had the project to come up with a concert program of 4 or 5 tunes that they think would be interesting to learn and interesting to listen to. And so every student came up with a concert program. They either did it alone or with a group. And then I said to the students, okay, now that you came up with your program, if you feel really strongly that we should actually do this program, I want you to present it to the class. So we had, 6 or 7 groups or individuals present a concert program. They talked us through why they thought their program would be interesting, what levels of challenge it has, maybe there's a story with it, maybe there wasn't. A lovely day of presentations, and then we all voted on our favorite program. And this is the program that the students voted on. This one, Jacob made this program. Jacob, can you wait? This is Jacob's program. They all loved it. Jacob's got his finger on the pulse of these kids. So, anyhow, we have a lovely concert program. I'm not going to talk much for the next couple tunes here. Up next, you're going to hear Wildfire, which is, again, as the name suggests, kind of intense and adventurous. And then the next tune is a 3-movement piece. It's called 3 Scenes from a Green Valley. Blustery, windy beginning, slow, peaceful second movement, and then the third movement is a jig, a triple metered dance. So please enjoy Wildfire and 3 Scenes from a Green Valley. course, was Over the Rainbow. Now, in the concert programs that they all had to pick, or that they all created rather, that we voted on, I said you gotta have one in there. It's Paquin's pick. That one was mine. So hope you liked it. That was Over the Rainbow. And I'll just be a teacher to grown up here. Don't listen to everybody. That was the best they've played it. It was really good. Can we hear it one more time? A funny thing happens when you're a middle school music teacher. It's all fun and games till your parents are sitting in the audience and you got the bright lights on you. They always get like 2% better at the concert. So like, oh, I gotta focus up and do it. And it's always a real treat to see. So we have 2 more pieces for you. I'll be back with a little bit of a sort of a 3-year reflection after our next piece. And then our last piece, you'll see why we all have the glowy things and all that. If you've read the program, it's probably obvious. Up next is a tune called Shipwreck Coast. It's a fast 3/4 tune that I hope ends a little bit scary. Not like scary, like yucky string sound, but like scary, intense movie soundtrack kind of stuff. This is Shipwreck Coast. We will imagine a terrible storm out at sea. Please enjoy. Maybe some of them are like really excited about it, some of them are sad about it. Maybe a little bit of both. Column A, column B. I just want to say it has been such a genuine delight getting to know your children over the past 3 years. It is the best part, as any music teacher, it's the best part of the job, is you get to see, especially in middle school, so much happens, right? You see these sixth graders, they're bright-tailed and bushy-eyed, and they don't know a dang thing, right? They don't, maybe they don't have many friends, maybe they don't know how to play their instrument very well, maybe they don't know where to go, right? They're like weird little people. And then, over the course of the next 3 years, so much personality and relationships and, here in front of you, musical skill is developed. And it's just such a treat. It's such a treat to be able to be a part of it and mold a very small shape of it, by way of not telling them how I think they should be or anything like that, but by way of building community together and discovering friendships. Some of these folks up here, you all know who your kids' friends are on stage. Take it from experience. I mean, many of those people will be friends for life. And that's just such a lovely thing. I have some high schoolers here today helping with tuning. And I just love seeing them come back and be like, you know, how's so-and-so, your best friend from middle school orchestra? And I'm like, oh, we're great, we're besties, and we're hanging out all the time, and we're playing music. Just such a lovely treat. So, hold on to it. Help these kids understand that the community that they build with each other is a very real and a very special thing. And I'm just so lucky and honored to have been a small part of it here. We have one more tune for you here. A little Star Wars medley. It's pretty fun. We invited a couple of 8th grade percussionists to join us as well. Henry, will you wave? Hello, Henry. Come on, clap for Henry. We haven't heard him play yet, but we'll do it. And Colin, can you wave? Now, these two get a little treat, right? Because when you're a percussionist, this is what they don't tell you. You do a lot. Okay, so I stole them from Mr. Volka. We rehearsed together, 3 times? Something like that. They played the 7th grade concert too, and they're just knocking it out of the park. So, please enjoy our final tune, the glow stick theme, our lightsabers here. Yeah, some of you got them as well. We have those lightsabers around. And please enjoy some Star Wars. When we're done with the show here, I will take any and all help from kids or adults alike to just get all the chairs and stands off the stage, so that band can set up tomorrow morning for the LCD spring concert. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for the 8th grade orchestra, and we'll play Star Wars.